Before we get into today's episode of Daily Brightness, we just want to say a huge thank you to our proud partners, Shaw, for being with us from the very beginning, and what a start it's been.
I think the reaction to our podcast so far has been nothing but positive from our family, from our friends, from our teammates, from our fans. It's been really nice to see all the positive reviews and feedback, so keep that all coming.
Yeah, I also think that we've probably learned a lot about ourselves, and me and Rach always talk about this podcast, you know, it's more than just us chatting, it's actually like a little therapy session, and I've actually learned a lot about myself, and I feel like it's given me the confidence to open up a little bit more and show that more vulnerable side. So yeah, it's been really, really refreshing. And we also get to appreciate all the things that we've achieved. Rach, everything you're achieving with Villa, you know, the form at the end of the season, me getting my 200th in the WSL and talking about all our accomplishments, the hard times. Yeah, it's becoming a really nice platform actually, and I'm really enjoying where it's going. But thank you to everyone for the amazing support.
So thanks again to Shaw for showing up for women's football and backing the pod from day one. And thank you all for tuning in.
Hello and welcome to the Besties Football Daily Brightness. We have finally reached the knockout stages of our Euro 2022 Rewind mini-series. If you haven't checked out the previous episodes on the group stages, feel free to go back to Daily Brightness and have a look at those before continuing. But Rach, take us back to that day after the Northern Ireland game.
Yeah, I think that was a different one, wasn't it? Because I think in the group games, you've got to focus, haven't you? You've got 3 games. You know who you're playing against. You know when you're playing them. You can kind of drip feed information in as and when. But I think we had 5 days between Northern Ireland game and the Spain game. And I think when we got to Spain, we were like, obviously, we've had the wall charts. We're following who we're going to get if we, you know.
We always know on the wall charts, you can be like, oh, we could get that or we could get that.
Yeah, and I think, you know, we always say, like, if you want to be the best, you've got to beat the best. Mm-hmm. So I think we were all so excited for that game because it was like, right, this is a huge test for us here. Like, this is going to be a massive, massive game. But I think what was nice about that, after that Northern Ireland game, is we had a bit of time. So where we had, like, maybe had 2 days in between to travel and whatever. Like, there was 5 days and... we obviously got after the Northern Ireland game like another family day, and you want to talk about what a family day looks like.
Yeah, so I think in the tournaments, depending on where you are, obviously every family day is different. But what was really nice is you have like the option to either stay at the hotel, like your family could come and use the games room, or you could stay around the Lensbury or wherever you were, or you could go out and have like if you've got your 4 hours, you just go wherever. And I remember we went and met my family and we had like a little picnic in, I don't even know what the park was called. We just got an Uber there. Yeah. But it was like really nice. Like we just literally went and escaped and just chilled. And yeah, it was just, I swear the dogs were there as well.
Yeah, the dogs were there.
Yeah, they were there. So it was just like a little bit of like normal life and a little bit of home, but without like the chaotic side of like the outside world and the hype and everything. But yeah, the family days were really, really important. I think it was a moment to appreciate what you'd already achieved and just a reminder of, you know, how good things were, but also what was yet to come, and kind of just your family giving you that belief and that confidence and just a little check-in really, because like you said, tournament football is extremely hard and tasking and mentally it can be very, very tough, but I do think having those 5 days really helps you, you know, kind of look at the success, because we'd had an unbelievable group stage and we'd had some unbelievable results, but then also just like preparing yourself for like what's to come, because now it's like business knockout. It's knockout stages.
Yeah, and I think like I said, when you know the 3 teams that you're playing against, you kind of have in your mind like what you're planning, but the next game it's just Spain. So I think what we always found worked well with us is they never overloaded us with information, did they? So it wasn't like, oh, we've got a spare 2 hours here, let's cram information in. It was like short and sweet, effective, like information, that details that we needed, and drip feed those bits of information into, like, you know, we'd review Northern Ireland, and then we did that, didn't we? As soon as we played a game, like exit it off the next day, didn't we? Box it off, like review that game, see how you've done, what we need to work on for the next game, link it to Spain. And I remember that was so helpful, because I think in the past we've had so many meetings, haven't we? Like in previous years and previous tournaments, it was like refreshing to just only get the information that you needed as and when. So that was good leading up to it. I think we had a lot more time to actually like prepare for somebody like Spain. You need to prepare, don't you? So, but again, I think less is more sometimes with footballers, isn't it?
I was just going to say, you can over-prepare and everyone can think, oh my God, we're playing Spain, let's go crazy on the analysis, like let's like add even more pressure. But actually, it was a knockout game. We're playing in a quarter-final. We've got Spain. They're a top team. Our preparation didn't change.
No.
Like, it stayed the same no matter who we played.
That's what I mean, because if they start to ramp up all that prep, it's like, oh, now we need to panic. There was no panic, was there?
None at all.
I've never felt so calm going into them games, all them games.
That was the feeling throughout the whole tournament, though. And it was just this, like, underlying, like, belief of, like, we're going to win. But we never said it.
No one ever said that.
It was just the way we acted. It was our body language. It was our actions
Behaviour,
on the pitch. Like, it was just, I don't know, it's really, really hard to, like, explain, but the lead up was like good. I remember everyone just being on it in training, like no corners cut at all. We knew what we needed to do. It was all about feeling good, like players just thriving in sessions, and whether you played, whether you started, whether you were a sub, like everyone's energy was just like, we are going to win, but we keep it in house.
Do you know what I think I liked so much about like the Euros compared to like the World Cup was our base camp, because the pitch is on site. How much of a help was that?
Yeah.
Like, everything was just like, roll out in the morning, get your breakfast, do your wellness, whatever. Then you've got training. And it wasn't like this, like, I know this sounds really like whiny, but in a tournament, how hard is it to like get on the bus and go 25 minutes to training?
Yeah.
And then 25 minutes back. And then you've got to wait for anyone to finish whatever they need to do. Do you remember that? In the World Cup, it was like, God, like, if someone wants to do 20 more minutes on the pitch and then they want to wait, you've got to wait for the bus. And I think that's where it was really good, I found, because it was nice weather and we can watch the players that didn't play do their session, and we were all like sort of together, but then you could leave as you want to leave. And I found that was honestly one of the most beneficial things, that we had the pitch on site. It was
so good. And for anyone listening, the Lensbury basically created as a pitch.
Yeah.
So you come out the hotel and then you would literally walk like 100 metres and the pitch would be there. You go a little bit further and then the gym was there, and you'd finish, like you said, if you wanted to do a little bit extra, we'd just go and do our ice baths and then crack on with our afternoon. Like, we weren't waiting around for each other. And you actually found, by having that kind of setup, a lot of people stayed and watched like the blowouts, which was really good, because if you started and then you were watching the girls do a blowout, like that's like the worst thing to do when like you want to play, like everyone wants to play, but only 11 players can start. So we were all supporting the ones that didn't get as many minutes, and they were like just smashing out the session, and they really appreciated us being able to watch, and it was just like such a good feel. Like, it was just,
I think because we had the option of the freedom.
Yeah, it made
like,
it easier.
do you remember in the World Cup, like obviously we were very fortunate enough to start, but like we would go all the time and watch the non-starters train.
But we would advise not to go take the bus journey.
Yeah, don't go. Yeah, but we were like, no, we've done it before. We want to do it. We want to support the players and stuff like that. But it was hard, like getting up and getting in that bus and like travelling 30 minutes to go there. And so I think that was honestly underrated.
Yeah. The Lensbury is like the perfect.
They did it so well, got it down. So I hope they're doing that in Switzerland.
Perfect environment. Did you, just so people get a bit of a personal insight, can you remember like your own preparation for the quarterfinal? Because I don't think we changed anything. I don't think it changed. I still think we were doing TikToks and crazy shit like that. Like, I don't think we changed.
No, I don't think it changed. But we went back to the Amex again.
Yeah.
So I think we had that like a bit of a excitement again. We went back to that hotel, and there was just a lot of more familiarity with what we were doing, wasn't there? I don't think it changed for us at all.
No.
I actually remember going to that game, and Demi had packets of Scampi fries. Do you remember that?
No.
Like, you know, in pubs, did you get them little Scampi fries? Demi had them, and I was like, oh, give us a pack of them. They're literally the day before the game, like travelling down to the Amex, and I was like, just sat munching on a pack of Scampi fries.
That just sums up how chilled everyone was. I know. But then when we stepped foot on the pitch, we were like animals.
I know. It's so weird when you actually like look back. It's so like nostalgic, but you think about things and you're like, I didn't even think about that in the moment.
Yeah, and then
like, what am I doing eating Scampi fries? I think you had some sweets. Like, I think like we were just all like very nonchalant about it, weren't we? But then as soon as like game prep mode came, it was like tunnel vision.
I do remember journaling though in that 5-day period. I think when it was group stages, it was a little bit harder for us to...
No, not much time.
Because like, you know what it's like when we journal, like I have to be in the right headspace to do it. Like I have to actually have energy to sit down and kind of open myself up to be like, I want to put this down, whether it's good or bad. Because don't get me wrong, there's still things in tournaments where things will have annoyed me and I need to get it off my chest, but I don't want to say it to anyone, so I journal it. But I do remember journaling a lot more in that 5 days and just like analysing the group stage, things that did well, like how I felt, how I was feeling about going into like the quarterfinals, playing against Spain, everyone kind of talking about Spain and England have got Spain, but we were like, yeah, it's England versus Spain.
I remember speaking about that with you at the time, because it was like, we've done so well in the group games, but like we could go home.
It is. It's a harsh reality of like you're through or you're not.
Yeah, like we've done so well in the group stages. Like everyone's like, they're doing so well, and then it's like we could literally go home. And we said that before every game, didn't we?
Yeah.
We were like, we could go home tonight. Like we're not going to, but we would.
I didn't
say
think that was
like,
a bad thing though, because I think you lay it out of
puts in perspective, doesn't it?
What you can
like,
achieve.
We were
also.
all like, none of us were like, all of us wanted to stay.
Yeah.
And I think that's another thing, that we were all just like, girls, I'm not going home tonight. Like I'm not ready to leave everyone.
Yeah,
like
we were like, we'll be depressed. We're not going.
Yeah. I tell you what, we did do. I think it was me, you, Mido, and Ellen. The sticker book.
Oh shit, we did do the sticker book.
The Women's Euros sticker book.
I've still got those, you know.
Yeah, collected all the stickers, didn't we?
I think I've got a completed one.
I think we all completed it, and we were swapping every day. We were swapping them stickers.
Yeah, with that little tin for all the stickers, like they're like swapsies, like keep them to one side.
Mido had a pile of that, being like, where have you been buying them? It's little Sainsbury's around the corner.
She was sharing off. She could have filled out about 3 books with the amount of stickers she had.
I know.
But we did complete the books. That was it. We were like, by the end of it, we've got to complete it.
I know. So that was like our little hobby in the afternoon, wasn't it? Right then, let's take a quick break and then we'll come back and discuss the game against Spain.
This episode is brought to you by Tinder.
People think that dating is to just find the one, Mel, but I think there's so much more to it than that.
We spoke about it before about, you have a soulmate in life, but you have a soul best friend, and you're my soul best friend, as you know. I don't think it should be looked upon as just a dating app. You might want just a companion, or, you could have an unexpected friendship blossom. I think it's quite small-minded just to think of it as, I have to find it's a relationship I'm looking for. Like, no, you could find a friendship, and that could be someone that you rely on for the rest of your lives.
I think we've heard a lot of success stories from Tinder, from people in relationships and stuff. But like you said, it's not just about that. It's about, you might not get on with them romantically, but they might become your best friend or someone that you can go to the pub with and have a drink with, or go do a pub quiz with. So I think there is a lot of success behind that as well. It's not just finding the one.
Yeah, as you say, Tinder is for all types of connections.
And it works because on Tinder, a new relationship starts every 3 seconds, from slow burners to instant sparks.
Wherever it takes you, it starts with a swipe. Download Tinder today. Welcome back to the Rest is Football Daily Brightness. We are going to be talking about the quarterfinal against Spain. What a game.
Yeah, that was a game. The night before the game, went back to the same hotel, didn't we? So we had a nice time there, and then everything was quite same. But I think there was maybe a little bit more nervy going into that one, because we were all a bit like knockout, like we said before, knockout. Like,
there's everything to play for now, isn't it?
Spain are
no mistakes.
Flying. They've had a good round, and I think when you get out there against Spain, it's always a tough game, no matter what, no matter when. Friendly.
The routine didn't change though.
No,
morning of the game, everything stayed the same. We had our music on, we had our little get ready dances, and then, coach journey to the game. Nothing changed. And I think that's, again, for me personally, consistency is so important. Like on game days, tournaments, like keeping the same routine is like, don't do anything different.
Invaluable,
no matter who
innit?
you're playing. Like, we didn't change anything. And although you could sense a little bit more, like, it felt like there was more to play for almost, so maybe that's where the nerves came in, but I still don't think it kind of like filtered into the group. I think you could just tell, like, if you needed to give someone a little arm around the shoulder, like, you ready to go, like, a little bit of positive, then we knew we needed to do that. Equally, some just need to be left alone, listen to their music. We were very good at reading each other. Yeah. But still felt really confident, like, going into this game. And if anything, like you said, like, thriving. Like, I feel like maybe on the outside, everyone was still like, England have got Spain.
Yeah. Like,
whereas we were like, okay, cool, like, bring it on. Let's go.
Exactly. And that game was intense, wasn't it? Really intense. Like,
you had to be switched on, like, start to finish. Like, mentally, you had to be like, normally there's a break and you, like, get the crowd going. No, it was just, like, eyes on the prize. Like, you cannot switch off against that sort of team. They are, like, incredible.
And it was the worst game of my life, performance-wise. I remember Del Castillo coming on, and she might as well have got my shorts, pulled them down, spun me around, and then said, sit on the floor for a minute while I go past you. And that is exactly what she did. Pulled my pants down, Bestie. Do you remember that? I was like, I've never been so embarrassed. This is where, in the moment where I was like,
but you're not a fullback.
No, but this is the moment where I thought, holy shit, there's a lot more to defending than what I thought there was, because I've relied on my athleticism for the my whole career in that position.
We spoke the whole tournament, and I was like, bloody hell, Rach, like, you've done well at left back. You've, like, hardly played there. Like, obviously you've played there a lot, but to do it against, like, some of the best players
in a major tournament,
and you were playing sick every game. I did. I'm not gonna lie. The clip did come up.
Oh
yesterday
God,
on my
I
feed.
see it all the time.
You nearly got whiplash. I forgot that.
It wasn't even whiplash. Like I think, I honestly, I've
No, it
never been
was
so embarrassed.
whiplash.
But I thought to myself, oh, I don't think I can do this position anymore.
You actually started to question yourself.
She
so
come on.
much.
She did all this little fancy footwork, and then megged me, and put me on my arse, and I was like, right. Do you know what? Credit where credit's due. What? That was unbelievable. But also, that was the moment where reality sank in and I was like, don't know
if I'm a defender.
Don't know if I can do this. And I remember speaking to you after the game, didn't I? And I was like, obviously, absolutely over the moon that we'd won. I remember, it might have even been the next day, I sat down with you at breakfast and I was like, oh, bestie, I had a really bad game last night.
I was just like, whatever you do, just don't read into it.
Yeah,
like,
let it go.
Let it go.
But I think it's worse when it's like a position that you're not like 100% comfortable with. Like if I was playing up front and I didn't have a good game, I'd be like, Rach, that was shit.
Yeah.
But I was like reading into everything like, I can't do it. Like, everyone's going to think I'm shit. But no, so that was my own performance. But obviously they scored first, which was the first time we'd conceded. The first time we'd gone 1-0 down. So
I think
that
we did
was
speak about that as well, like scenarios, like how would we deal with it? Because we'd had such a good run, we'd not experienced like a lot of things. And I remember the media, they were asking those sorts of questions, like, oh, you've not conceded yet, how do you think you'll cope if you do? And we just was like, we have a plan and we'll execute it.
Yeah,
like the aim is obviously not to like concede, but equally it's part of football. And our mentality was just like, if it does, then we'll get back on track and we'll get another goal. And
I think because when we conceded, like the weird thing for me was like, I never, ever, ever thought we were going to lose a game. I've never had that before, but I genuinely had that like feeling in my gut where I was like, we're not going to lose this game.
There's no panic.
No. But I remember being on the bench, I'd come off and I was with Ellen and I think I was on the pitch for when Tooney scored and then I think I'd come off, and then I remember being like, oh God, this can't go to extra time, like the girls are going to be on their arse. Like it was a hard game. I remember being on the bench with Ellen and she was like gripping my thigh so tightly, like I was like, ow. But we were just so like, oh my God, like don't go pens, like let's get through this, like it's already been a long night, like the girls are going to be knackered. And I say that ball just fell to G's feet, like that's going in, that's flying in. You
were just watching it behind. I was like, keep driving, get closer.
She was going and going, watching.
Like, I was like, keep going, hit it.
That's what we were doing. We're like, don't take another touch, don't. But then I just knew, like as soon as she was driving, and that last touch out of her feet was like, bang, that's going in.
Well, thank God Tooney scored to take us to extra time. And then I was like, even when it went extra time, I was like, okay, we're fit, like we're ready to take on this, like you said,
there's no fear, was
there? No.
Like, no fear whatsoever.
It was such a good game, though. It's like...
The ending of that game was like... It was a bit of a sigh of relief, because we were like, right, we're through.
100%.
And that was a really taxing game. But equally, it was like, we're just expected to win. Like, it was like, that was the feeling. It was like, well, we're not going to lose.
I think that was a massive confidence booster, beating a team like Spain.
100%.
And, like, first time we conceded in the tournament. First time going to extra time.
Exactly.
Like,
there was a lot of firsts, wasn't there?
And I think we ticked a lot off ready for like the semis, which now, once you get through the knockout, like the quarters, it only gets harder and harder.
Yeah, for sure.
The further you get, the harder they get. A little bit of fatigue sets in. You got to keep your mind on the game in front of you, stop looking at the final. Like we had to like keep everything in check. But again, I think it's stuff like that what did make us win the tournament. We only ever looked at the team in front of us and the game in front of us. And there's no point looking at the final because we've not made it there yet.
Exactly.
And we kept reminding ourselves it's not worth anything unless we get there.
Exactly,
So all this hard work is just going to go to shit, basically, if we don't make the final. So don't, like, stop now. Don't stop doing the right things. And I remember we constantly, like, reminded each other of that.
Yeah.
Do your recovery properly. Eat properly. If you're too tired to see family, don't see them. Yeah. Like, take a break. And actually, when did it get to that stage? Because it was still a little bit of COVID. And we made a decision that we weren't going to have any more...
No, that was then because Hannah got COVID before the Spain game. Yeah. She didn't travel to the Spain game.
So we stopped having family days, didn't we? It was just, so we'd had the family day after the Northern Ireland game, and then after that we decided we've literally, how many days was it? I think when Serena said to us, you've got like 10 days to change your life. And then we all made a decision that, all right, nothing gets in the bubble, nothing gets out. It's the same for kind of family days. So then we stopped having them and we was like, right, 10 days to change our lives.
And we found that hard, I remember. We were like,
so it was
such a split. Like a release, wasn't it? Like your family day. But equally, we were all just on the same page where it's like, nah. Like,
it was hard. I remember some players really needed family days. Like you weren't playing a lot of minutes, you weren't starting, you might not have played at all. And that family day was like your way of like
escaping,
resetting to be able to give back to the team. So it was like, it could have gone either way, to be honest. Like, it could have been good, could have been a shit.
Worked out for the best, didn't it?
Yeah, it was. But I absolutely loved that game. I just think it was so good. Loved it.
Yeah, same.
Loved it.
I might have had the worst game of my career, Bestie, but you had your best one of your best ones. You got player of the match in that game. That must have been sick.
Yeah, it was sick, but you know me, I hate individual stuff like that.
Yeah, I know, but like you're literally
I hate it.
against Spain, like you need to be defensively like sound, which is what you were. And getting through into the semi-final and you get player of the match, like, which I find centre-backs don't always get very often, so it is quite like an honour.
I think when you do get it as a centre-back, it's really, really special because like you said, defenders kind of do get overlooked in that sort of like thing. But for me, I didn't really take it into after the tournament, you know, that I actually got player of the match, like in a major tournament.
I did, I was gassed.
Because I was just like, oh my God, shit, we're in the semi-finals, like we've just won, we've just beat Spain, we've just come back from behind, like we've got extra time. I just remember us getting like a lot of pressure from the outside and I was just so drilled into like, almost like, I went into like protecting mode and I was like, I'm going to do everything I can do every single game. And it was just, yeah, I was buzzing, not going to lie. It just gives you that little bit of a boost, a little bit of confidence.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
I was just more over the moon that we'd got into the semis, to be honest, and we'd beat Spain because there was so much chat about it. Yeah, it was really good.
Keep shining, boo.
Keep shining, boo. But on that note, that's all we've got time for today, guys. Next time you will hear us talking about the semi-finals. Goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.